So it's basically saying it's an evolution of your business. It started here, but then it's evolved.
Your business has to evolve.
Right, and you should always stay ahead of the curve. Look for that next big niche in your industry.
That's why it's funny. They say it takes 3 years for you to know whether your business is viable, but most businesses don't last past 10 years. And there's a reason for that. The visionaries that usually run the businesses and grow them big and everything, usually they die off and the next generation takes over and they're stuck in that one way because they don't have that visionary to move them out of the path and into the next thing.
Right.
Because there's always the next thing.
Absolutely.
And it may even be the way you're doing business.
Correct.
You know, because that changes too. There's the people who are holding on to the, no, I want to use paper. No, it's the computer. You can't do anything if you don't have a computer now.
Right.
Do you know how to use it? Do you know how to do everything with the internet? If you don't, you have to hire somebody who does. Otherwise, you won't be here next year. You know, well, next decade. How's that? Is that better?
No, probably next year.
They'll
be out by next year.
I'm trying to cut you some slack. You gotta, but definitely this is the best way to do business today and to stay ahead of the curve is just to do your research and to have that done for you. It's like you know what, John? I hate doing paperwork.
Right.
Okay. I'm sure there's something that you hate to do.
Right.
There's something that everybody hates to do. I hate to do paperwork. So you know what I do? I hire people to do paperwork.
Correct.
Why would I want to do something I'm not good at? Right. If I'm most productive when I'm doing something that I'm good at, right? So if you hate doing it, you probably find somebody who's a lot cheaper than you are to be able to do that business for you, whatever portion of that business it may be. I mean, I love to do technical work, but I also, you know, I like to be on the field, I like to work with my hands, I like to do the business, but I found out that I actually lose money when I'm on the field. When I go on the field, my business doesn't make as much money as when it does when I'm in the office.
Correct.
So that's why I stay in the office. I pay attention to what makes my company money, not what I like to do.
Right. Which is a lot of you service owners, same thing. When you're, like we were talking about earlier, the E-Myth, it's working either you're going to work in your business or you're going to work on your business. So if you're working in your business, if let's say you're a landscaper and you're cutting the grass, how can you focus on the big picture of driving more into your business, you know, marketing it, you know, getting more customers and repeat business, hiring the right, let's say, manager who's going to manage your teams while you're continuously, you know, driving in more customers, working on your business rather than in it.
If you want to grow your business, and this is one thing that I've started to realize, the bigger my company got, and I'm sure that some of you guys probably have businesses that are bigger than mine. Maybe you can call me up and we'll collaborate. I'm up to 9 employees, and what I found out was I can't do everything. And what it really boils down to is, why don't we just do like Bill Gates did and hire people that better than us and let them do it. I hear that a lot of the problems with small businesses are the business owner is in the way. If you want to do everything but there's certain things you're not as good at as other people, then you need to find somebody who's better at it to do what it is that you're not as good at. And that's part of the whole team thing. You put in place a good team that works good together and get out of their way.
That's it.
And let it roll.
Right. And you know what a team stands for. I know it sounds kind of cliche-ish, but it's together everyone achieves more. You know, like what Gerald was saying is, if you have someone who's real strong in something and you're kind of weak or just rather not do it because you hate it, let that person follow that passion. It can actually double or triple your gross income by letting someone follow their passion. And you focus on the big picture. Be that visionary, looking down the road for that next big trend in your niche. And whether it's the electrical, whether it's the heating and air, whether it's pesticides, whatever it is, look for that bigger, better customer.
Pesticides, they're going green now, right?
Right.
Oh, just about everything's going green.
Right.
One of the things that we like to do, especially in our forums, is talk about the trends, what's going on.
Right.
We market together too. So you'll find that when you start coming into our forums and you come in to get the free software and you notice we have a members forum, go, well, guess what? When you get into that forum and you see some of the stuff that we're doing to market together, I think you're going to be very, very happy to be there. Not only can you get links to other companies that are doing the same kind of work, so they'll one day there's going to be another Google slap. I don't know if you know what the Google slap. Did you hear about the Google slap?
I heard about it. Just tell me.
Yeah, the Google slap. Google came out and they blacklisted thousands and thousands of websites. Hundreds and hundreds of these internet marketers who are using black hat techniques on their websites and doing, making unjustified claims and doing all this stuff and using all these techniques that were against FCC standards. To be honest with you, I mean, when it came down to it, the Federal Communications Commission and the Federal Trade Commission,
right,
I think, are the ones that put a little bit of pressure on them to say, hey, you got to get this to stop. We can't stop it because most of this stuff is coming from out of the United States.
Right.
Most of this, there were some in here, trust me, and you know who you are. Now, there was some here, but most of this came from the overseas. And what happened was we couldn't get at them to stop them. And they're really, ruining it for the people who are trying to do business right. Well, they found out a way to do it. Google's in the United States. So the Federal Trade Commission goes, no, you're responsible to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, boom, it stopped. In one day, all of a sudden, thousands of websites out of business. Well, to keep this from happening in the future, I strongly advise against the use of any techniques that are not optimal and not really meant to help your customer. Because if whoever your visitor is coming on, if your intent, no matter what, is to help them, if you can't provide service for them, to send them to somebody that they can provide service, then I believe that you will always remain on the good side of the law, so to speak, on the good list, the white list. Right. You'll be whitelisted.
Right.
And one of the ways to do that is if we're all service companies, we happen to be linked together with the service company thing, well, we'll never lose those links. Now, will we have a website that has been utilizing backlinks from other companies that are not in our industry to help drive our ranking up and have that come back to haunt us? That could very well happen. It could happen. So I advise to try to make sure all your backlinks are relevant ones and to keep from getting Google slap.
Right.